A real history, and they meet again, and the gloves are off.
Jr., an event presented by Celsius. For Jake Paul, it's a step towards his stated goal of becoming a world champion.
For the 10 count, have me out, no way.
Of course I can. I almost did.
Always feeling amazing, man. This is the part I love the most, these fight weeks, and getting to actually go in there under the lights and perform. I think it's going to be a great fight night, great stacked card, so the fans are going to win from this one.
Yeah, to stick in boxing, they spoke about this fight before, and I said, no, it's a gimmick fight. It's not something that I think is
talk
right.
Has been part of the conversation, and we've always wanted to fight each other. There's been some shit talk back and forth for a couple of years, and my goal is to become world champion, and the WBA and WBC plan on ranking me depending on my performance, and once I'm ranked, then I can go for the title shot. And he's a formidable opponent, former world champion. It's a great test, 10 rounds to get ready for what ultimately will be a
submission, stand up, better at kicking. So when he fights, he's fighting people that have aspects that are good in every category.
Fight him. I've always wanted to fight legendary names in the sport. His dad is one of the best to ever do it. I like building my resume, having the best looking box rec of all time. Mike Tyson, Tyron Woodley, Anderson Silva, the list goes on. And so just adding a Chavez name to my box rec is just really exciting.
Joe and his father were pretty dismissive of your abilities. Did you feel that way, and do you think they are maybe looking past what you can do in the ring?
Definitely underestimating me. This is going to be the toughest fight of his career, the most embarrassing fight of his career. He's going to be exposed. He's going to realize he's easy work, and I don't even think him and his team know what's going on. You know, his head coach over here is like, oh yeah, we watched Jake. He has 7 pro fights, and I think these guys don't know what they're getting themselves involved in. And I see the sparring partners they're bringing in, and it's just no one that can match what I'm capable of in the ring. And
at the Anthony Joshua versus Jake Paul face-off, Joshua delivered a powerful message. He stated, "I have to win," comparing boxing to a game of snakes and ladders, where every victory pushes you upward and every loss sends you sliding back down. His words made it clear just how serious, focused, and determined he is for this fight.
To win. And when I win, I'll move on to fighting for the championship. That's boxing, snakes and ladders. You win, you go up, you lose, you slide down. So I have to win in order to continue on.
Jake Paul is showing full respect to Anthony Joshua. He acknowledges Joshua as a great fighter and explains that when Joshua is locked in and fully prepared, he becomes extremely dangerous. Paul also points out that Joshua has been doing this his entire life, calling him the most experienced opponent he has ever faced.
You know, when he locks in, when he's prepared, he's been doing this his whole entire life. He has a ton of experience, my most experienced fighter.
Anthony Joshua explains that his fight strategy goes far beyond raw strength. He talks about using his mind to process what needs to be done and staying focused on the moment. Joshua says he will give his best effort and then see where it leads. His words reveal a calm yet confident mindset, where intelligence and timing matter just as much as power. He isn't relying on brute force alone. Every statement shows he's thinking ahead, planning his moves, and approaching the fight with discipline and control.
I carry, it's the brain. I'll process what I need to process, I'll do what I need to do, and I just do my best in it. We'll see what.
Eddie Hearn emphasizes Anthony Joshua's unique position in boxing today. He explains that no one operates on Joshua's level, not just because of his skill, but also because of his massive drawing power. Hearn reminds everyone that Joshua won Olympic gold in London, marking the beginning of an exceptional career. His words make it clear that Joshua is far more than just another fighter. He is a global figure in the sport. Hearn highlights the combination of talent, status, and star power that makes Anthony Joshua a dominant force both inside and outside the ring.
I don't see anybody ever competing on the level of AJ, not in terms of ability, but just draw. We've never seen it before. But don't forget, AJ won the Olympic gold in London. It's a hell of a start.
Adio paints a vivid picture of Anthony Joshua's incredible power and presence in the ring. He describes Joshua as a live 260-pound behemoth, with explosive force in both hands capable of causing serious damage. Oladipo recalls being ringside for 15 of Joshua's fights and witnessing firsthand how dangerous his right hand truly is. He highlights the knockout of Francis Ngannou, a fighter who had never been dropped before, as proof of Joshua's devastating power. When comparing Canelo to Anthony Joshua, Oladipo makes it clear that Joshua's strength is on an entirely different level. His words leave no doubt that stepping into the ring with Anthony Joshua is an extreme challenge.
A live 260-pound behemoth who has detonators in both hands, who can seriously hurt you. I've been ringside 15 of AJ's fights. When he lands that right hand, it's a problem. It's a big problem.
Just ask Francis Ngannou. Just ask Francis Ngannou. That was a scary knockout. You were right there. I was right there. He didn't get up, and this is a guy who had never been knocked down before.
Gonna fight Canelo, but even that, there's Canelo, who's and there's AJ in terms of power. Like the jump from Canelo to AJ is astronomical. So look, I don't think it's a good idea, but pounds and.
Simon Jordan explains why Anthony Joshua taking a fight with a YouTuber makes sense from an entertainment perspective. He emphasizes that Joshua is not only a boxer, but also an entertainer who has already become a two-time world heavyweight champion and competed in some incredible matchups. Jordan notes that this fight represents the business side of boxing, where major stars find new ways to engage fans. Joshua's willingness to accept this kind of matchup shows his versatility and his understanding of the sport beyond the ring. His career accomplishments prove that he can succeed in both high-level, serious fights and entertainment-driven events.
In 2025, Anthony Joshua will fight a YouTuber. This is the entertainment business, and Anthony Joshua is an entertainer, and you can't undo the fact that he won the World Heavyweight Championship twice. And he fought in some great fights.
So why does he need this?
Because he's in the business of entertainment.
Derek Chisora speaks about the entertainment value of the Anthony Joshua versus Jake Paul matchup. He calls it a great fight for fans and even suggests it could end quickly, possibly in just one round. Chisora predicts that Jake Paul will come into the ring overconfident because of how he viewed Joshua's fight with Daniel, but he believes Joshua is fully prepared to showcase his true skill. He emphasizes that Joshua can handle this fight with ease and finish Paul without trouble. His commentary highlights Joshua's superiority in power, skill, and experience, while framing the event as an exciting, entertainment-packed spectacle for the fans.
We need to build entertainment, and right now, this is a great fight for entertainment for us right now.
A one-round entertainment. Surely that doesn't go past one round.
We never know. You never know. But you know what? As I said yesterday, Jake Paul will be so confident to get into this fight, because after he watched Daniel Dubois fight, you think he can do exactly what Daniel did.
Yeah.
So, listen, I'm up for this fight to happen, and I want to see...
Jake Paul discusses his upcoming fight with Anthony Joshua and makes it clear that he embraces the challenge despite the obvious danger. He acknowledges that people expect him to face someone in their prime who's a real beast, but he says he sees the bigger picture. This fight will truly test him. Jake Paul admits that many people simply want to see him lose, yet he refuses to back down. He describes fighting Anthony Joshua as an insane fight and openly welcomes the opportunity. He also reveals that he and Joshua have been communicating directly through DMs, confirming that Joshua is serious about making the fight happen. His words show Paul's confidence, while also underscoring just how massive Joshua's presence is in this matchup.
People, that's the criticism. Fight someone in their prime who's a beast. I think people just want to see me lose. That's really what the message is behind it all. And Anthony Joshua is an insane fight, but I want that challenge. We've been DMing back and forth.
Tony Bellew warns about the extreme risks Jake Paul faces in a fight against Anthony Joshua, calling the matchup a blatant mismatch. He says Jake Paul's health could be in serious danger and describes the fight as outright dangerous. Bellew labels the situation ludicrous and insane, emphasizing that stepping into the ring with Anthony Joshua puts any fighter at enormous risk. He argues that Jake Paul is choosing money over his own safety and calls it absolutely crazy. Bellew's commentary highlights Joshua's power and experience as a massive threat. His words make it clear that this isn't just entertainment. It's a real test of skill, courage, and survival against one of the best heavyweights in the world.
Whatever happens will be exciting.
Does he have the power to knock out Joshua?
No, he hasn't got the power to knock out Joshua.
How does that fight end?
Jake Paul going to an ambulance, bro.
Johnny Nelson offers a realistic perspective on why a fighter might accept a matchup with Jake Paul at this point in their career. He explains that the financial reward is a major factor, saying there's simply more money involved when fighting Jake Paul. Nelson admits that if it were judged purely on skill and competition, he he wouldn't take the fight because the challenge isn't on the same level. He also praises Jake Paul for how he has built his career, calling his work impressive. Nelson's commentary makes it clear that Anthony Joshua is in a completely different league when it comes to skill and experience, but he recognizes that the entertainment value and financial benefits make the fight appealing for many fighters.
I take Jake Paul. I take Jake Paul because there's more money there. If it was real, I don't think it's real. I think it's bullshit. I think Jake Paul I think it's bullshit. I think it's Jake.
Eric Chisora discusses the potential fight between Jake Paul and Anthony Joshua and makes it clear that Joshua's power is on a completely different level. He admits the fight would be exciting no matter what, but warns that Jake Paul doesn't have the punching power to knock out Anthony Joshua. Chisora even imagines the fight ending very quickly, suggesting Jake Paul could end up in an ambulance if he underestimates Joshua. His commentary highlights the real danger of stepping into the ring with a world-class heavyweight. He emphasizes Joshua's strength and skill, while warning that overconfidence in this matchup could lead to disaster for Jake Paul.
The gross mismatch.
Yeah.
Like, you don't understand his health is in jeopardy. So, I'm not even entertaining it. I just think it's dangerous. And listen, I might have to work it, but it's just...
It's kind of ludicrous, isn't it, really?
It's insane. This boy is nuts. Is nuts, and I think he's putting his life before he's put.
Duke McKenzie discusses the potential fight between Jake Paul and Anthony Joshua, explaining that from a financial standpoint, it would be an easy decision for Joshua. He says Joshua could take the fight, make $100 million, and barely break a sweat. McKenzie notes that the fight wouldn't boost Joshua's status as the world's top contender, but the risk for Jake Paul would be enormous. If Joshua lands a clean, powerful punch, it could seriously injure Jake Paul and even send him to the hospital. His commentary highlights the huge gap in experience and power between the two fighters, showing that this matchup is driven far more by money than by competitive value.
Fight of his career, if he wants to get 100 million and not even break sweat, you know, you take the fight. Is it going to enhance his stock as the world's -- contender? Not at all, because nobody's going to take Jake Paul seriously. But on the other hand, I don't even want to play devil's advocate. What if Joshua hurts this guy, seriously hurts this guy, and puts...
Tommy Fury gives a strong and blunt opinion on the potential fight between Jake Paul and Anthony Joshua. He says that if he can compete with Jake Paul, then Anthony Joshua would be on a completely different and far more dangerous level. Fury recalls his father's comments about Joshua's dominance and fully agrees with them. He even claims that even if Anthony Joshua entered the ring with a broken arm, the fight still wouldn't last a minute. His words make it clear that Joshua's skill, power, and experience are far beyond anything Jake Paul can handle. Tommy Fury's commentary highlights the enormous challenge Jake Paul would face, and shows why many fans expect a one-sided fight with Joshua firmly in control.
If I can beat Jake Paul, then excuse my French, what the fuck is Anthony Joshua going to do to Jake Paul? I think my dad said that AJ could beat him with his prick, and I completely will back that up. Even if AJ had a broken arm in there, it still wouldn't.
The matchup between Anthony Joshua and Jake Paul is quickly becoming one of the most talked about fights of the year. Anthony Joshua enters with unmatched experience, Olympic gold, multiple world titles, and years at the top of the heavyweight division. Jake Paul brings confidence, ambition, and a rapidly growing fan base. Joshua has made it clear in every interview that he's focused, powerful, and mentally locked in for this challenge. And while Jake Paul has the courage to step into the ring, Joshua's strength, technique, and boxing IQ make him the overwhelming favorite. Fans are split between seeing this as pure entertainment or a serious contest, but one thing is certain: Jake Paul is stepping into real danger against a true heavyweight. This fight is about legacy, power, and proving who truly belongs at the top. Are you backing Anthony Joshua to dominate, or do you think Jake Paul can shock the world? Share your thoughts below.